Mafs.
Yes.
Stella, Season 13,
Woo.
Episode 25. Watch
Dang.
along.
No.
I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Wait. Go.
Do it.
Take your hand away from your face. Go on.
Sorry.
Just do it while you're laughing. Get it out there.
Mafs, Stella, Season 13, Episode 35. That was not good.
He got it all out.
Mafs Australia Season 13, Episode 35. In case you missed it, roll the tape, cutie.
I'm so sorry. Mafs, Stella, Season 13, Episode 35. What
Yes,
kinds of
he
stuff
achieved
would you
it.
find? What kind of horrors will you find in this one? Watch along with us, and we will dissect it down for you.
It's the evening after the final test, where our brides and grooms came face to face with their alternate matches. And now, our couples are getting set to reunite.
When you say none of us did anything wrong, I don't think. That's always a bit of a red flag.
It depends on your idea of wrong and your morals.
Yes, very much.
No, to come out and say none of us did anything wrong means you think that you did something wrong. Or someone definitely did.
Yep. She's not the kind who cheats and flirts.
But luckily she's lied to me, so...
I do feel confident in what Alyssa's told me is the truth. I've known her to be an honest person.
I believe she didn't think she disrespected him at all.
She sat there and
Yeah.
looked me in the eye and was honest.
She was
That's
just
all I can
butterflying around the place,
Yep.
doing her thing.
What I think David's going to take offense to is her saying, do you have to drop your pants? Because to everyone else, that could sound like, if you were putting it through that lens, drop your pants and we'll see, and then, it's a guy you're not married to and you're looking at all this stuff. And that would be bad. But it's like, it's just fun. She's
I
just having
think
fun.
she was just being bouncy, Alyssa,
Yeah.
and just going with the flow. That she's there to do a task. The task is be friendly with this person and work out whether it would have been better or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's the task. If you don't do the task, what I said about him in the first place was that he extricated himself from the process so he could have the higher ground no matter what she did. If she'd have sat there and been quiet the entire time, he'd just be hacked off that the dude got a hug.
Yeah.
Right? So the only way she could have met his energy and he couldn't get hacked off is if she walked out and didn't speak.
Yeah.
And what we know about Alyssa is not speaking is not an option. So, yeah, he set her up. That's, I mean, a lot of couples set each other up.
Yep.
It's a very standard thing.
So you can see him sitting there, and he's getting like more angry and more angry and more angry as he watches this. Hence why I just turned to you and said, "Sorry, from what we're seeing there, is that really that bad?" Because I'm gonna say, I probably would have said it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been any more. It was a task.
having
I would
fun
have been
with
friendly.
someone.
I would have been curious as to, okay, so why have they set me up as this alternate? Because this is completely different to what you actually gave me.
In this particular generation, do you have any tattoos is a standard question. And when someone says, I do, but I can't show you, it's where'd you get a tattoo? It's a funny thing. It's not a big deal. Get over yourselves. Well, no, David, get over yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
in defense of David, a little bit, because I do think he is overreacting to this in order for it to be the thing that breaks him up instead of it being just him. I can see how, if you put it into the perspective of this is someone you were supposed to be, well, you could have been matched with, and you're going there, and the whole task being framed as if the grass is greener and if this person could be better. I can understand being worried about it, but you can clearly see from that he doesn't need to be worried.
Well, being worried about it is a very different thing to what he's doing. What he's doing is he is judging. David has decided that he has been disrespected. And my gut feeling is that, well, like I said right at the beginning, he's getting up and walking out. I mean, clearly, he's 6'4", right, weighs 95 kilos, and had nothing to fear from the woman that was sitting beside him. Right? He took himself out of that situation specifically. So, and I mean, and he knows. Okay, I'm gonna start again. He's 6'4" and 95 kilos.
Yeah.
He knows for a fact he's got nothing to fear from this woman who's sat up beside him. He knows Alyssa is all happy and bouncy and wouldn't care less. And he took himself out of it. There's only one reason he would do that, and that's to set Alyssa up. He can put across that she's done him wrong, and she's got nothing to go against him if he's walked out 2 minutes in. So, yeah, no, not cool. Now, the reason why I say cut ties and move on is because everything else aside, if your partner is setting you up to fail, that cannot go the long distance. It just can't. It will not.
What David did by making himself scarce is he's done it to set Alyssa up, which personally I would usually turbine him. I'm not going to do that because frankly...
No one's connecting on Facebook, okay? If you hook up from Facebook, it's like a Craigslist hookup. Okay, that's bad. You don't want to do that. That's messed up.
Or you're really old.
Well, I suppose you could
Because
also
you
be
were
quite
around
old.
when Facebook was invented.
And
I
which,
suppose.
I mean,
God forbid he follows her. They follow each other on Instagram. They must be having sex every night. I can't do this anymore.
well, it's just ridiculous. In the line of work she's in,
she's a social media manager.
right? She's the first thing she's going to do is put her contacts out there because it's the sort of work she's in.
He is aiming for these, competes in the Commonwealth Games, he's aiming for the Olympics.
Yeah,
Of course he needs to raise his social media profile. She's a social media manager. It just makes sense. I'm sorry, am I missing something here?
no,
If we have got you, to walk away and have not given your Instagram handle is called career suicide.
yep. If you are that bad at your career that you can't do, it just doesn't make sense.
Nope.
Like, that's mental.
David is this controlling. They cannot work in the outside world.
No.
Because her job is all about meeting people every day. And guess what? Half of those people are going to be men. And guess what? In her line of work, most of those men are going to be attractive, probably eligible, and probably very personable.
Yeah.
So if he can't handle that level of stress, just cut and run now, because it's not going to work. David has just shown himself to be as bad as Tyson.
I was just thinking that,
Because if she's not allowed to, she wouldn't be allowed to have her career,
Yeah.
is what he's just said. So, forget it, move on. Grass is greener. David is all hung up on this. You said, let's see if the grass is greener.
Yeah.
It was on the card that they were reading.
Yeah.
Like, you read out the card that is the challenge.
And then you cheered drinks to it.
And then you did the challenge.
How dare you?
How dare you?
You found out what he does and his star sign. How dare you?
You brazen hussy.
Yeah.
If you didn't want your relationship to be challenged, don't go on Married at First Sight, the show where they challenge you.
Your relationship in every way possible.
Yeah.
But that whole concept of you were checking compatibility. That was the point.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
The whole
She was.
purpose of the task. To see whether the grass was greener.
What David's doing is it's giving off bunny boiler vibes to me, essentially.
Yeah, I
don't
get
think
it.
it's-
I get that.
It's not
But
really
hurt
a...
people.
Yeah.
Hurt people.
In front of
right?
the experts.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
Let him get through
But
it now. I'm going to
you're done?
speak. Okay, Alyssa and David, got to get this out. David says,
She can't get it out.
"Oh, I can get it out. I'm just trying to find the words without swearing like a sailor in a bar."
I swear it would be funny.
David, people, public service announcement. Taking your issues, challenges, concerns to other people, generally, in a committed marriage, long-term relationship, does not help. You sort it out between yourselves.
Ultimately, yeah.
If you're to the point because you can't communicate as a couple And you have to go to an expert to help you communicate as a couple because you two can't communicate.
You're already in trouble.
You're with the wrong person.
Yeah.
You're with the wrong person. Now, if it's external things, that's a separate thing, right? And you don't know how to navigate through that or you've never had that happen before, right? That's probably the safest thing to do because going to all your friends and going generally does not help. They'll either say, you kick him to the curb or, she's disrespected you, get rid of her.
When you started, you didn't mention why you're having this reaction. David said that he didn't throw Alyssa under the bus. He raised his concerns in front of the experts, which is, in his words, the safest place to do that. The safest place to raise those concerns are when you're by yourselves, on your own, and you can talk real without worrying about what the cameras think, about worrying about what the edit might be, without any of that stuff. To not say anything for 10 weeks and then throw it all out there at the commitment ceremony is not the safest way of doing it.
Rachel and Stevo.
How do you think they went, James?
It went very wholesome. It was the complete opposite of David and Alyssa.
Now, the best part of Rachel and Stevo was me winning. That was the
Okay.
best part of Rachel and Stevo.
I'm going to call bad edit because I'm going to say right now, we saw Stevo say things that if Rachel had seen them, she would have been hacked off. She would have flown off the handle. They didn't seem to show where he said, we had a rough journey. The beginning was terrible. We saw him say that, and that wasn't on that video.
That you know of.
They would have shown that. That's what
That you know of.
Allegedly, we watched the episode, cutie.
There's
okay?
no allegedly
it
about it.
showed Stevo say to, what was the name, Stephanie, because Rachel just said it, say to Stephanie that, it's been a pretty rough journey.
We know Rachel is a bit
Insecure
and overreactive, and they didn't show that bit at the end where all of the guys walked out except for Stevo and Danny. And I reckon if Rachel had have seen that, she would have said, why didn't you walk out too? I think if she knew that, I think she would be upset about it.
Unless he came back to the apartment on the debrief
And told her
said,
straight away.
Look, Danny was going to be there on his own. I really needed to keep an eye on him. So I stayed behind because the rest of them bailed.
Yep.
Stella and Phillip. I mean, there was no doubt that it was going to go bad. Wait, there was no doubt that it was going to go... I don't know.
There was no way it was going to
They were
go
always
bad.
going to
That
go
one.
good.
Yeah, they were. I mean...
I'll interpret for Caitlin. Stella and Philip. There was
Good.
no way it was going to go bad for them.
They are the
Katie?
golden couple. They're our golden couple. Let's be real. I mean, we thought Alyssa and David were the golden couple, but they've just ended, so take them off. But I mean, Stella and Phillip, I haven't seen much red flaggage at all. The only bit was her telling him
The
to have a snip.
vasectomy bit,
Yeah.
that was red flaggage.
That was it, really.
Yeah, it was all really quite peachy, if I'm being completely honest. If it wasn't for Stella and Philip, I wouldn't have been able to handle the show.
Us too, James.
We're on our way to our final date, and I've changed my mind about leaving this experiment because there's still a part of me that wants to leave with her.
It was. In a shock twist, something's happening down the hall. And the shock twist was that Gia was leaving the experiment for the 4th time.
Yeah, again.
It's-
Oh, the boy who cried wolf.
In a bi-weekly relevation.
Yeah. Yeah, geez. And we know it's because she doesn't want Scott to see the video of what went
Yeah,
down.
someone's
because
texted in the group
someone's-
chat. Yeah,
That's
Yep.
right, in the group
they're
chat.
doing tablets, guys. Watch out.
Yep.
Someone sent through and going, whoa, well, the girls had a good time, didn't they?
And do you know how it's going to be? We haven't seen it yet, but it's going to be Beck.
Gonna be Beck.
Yeah.
That's right. Beck
Yep.
will have sent and said, oh,
Gee, watch
it
out."
shows
Yep.
all of us and it doesn't look good.
Interestingly, their plan, Scott and Gia's plan, was to drive to the Gold Coast and then she was going to fly back to Melbourne afterwards.
If this is the time that you've actually left, good riddance, Gia, because the havoc that you've caused I had to do my best to not grab a bin over there and not throw up in it. That's how much sick you've made me. To put it mildly, you are a disgrace to Australia. Truly. Rachel and Stevo.
Yep.
They all went good. It was very wholesome, and the record thing, mwah! My compliments to you, Stevo, personally.
She's a Swiftie. I've made my judgment. We can move on.
Some things have to be forgiven.
Yep.
Move on.
Move on.
Okay.
Okay, so we've seen Scott re-enter the apartment and see the ring on the counter. And the thing that is truly mysterious to me is it how he could spend 3 months with this woman and not realise how much of a wrong-un she was.
Well, he got nose blind like the Febreze ads.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it is, yeah. He's
I
like,
wonder if they do the Febreze ad like that in Oz.
if they do, comment down below.
Do they do the Febreze nose blind ad in Oz?
Do they have Febreze brand in Oz?
I think they have
Drop a comment.
Febreze. They used to have it when we were there.
Everyone has Febreze.
Don't think so.
Really?
I don't ever.
Really?
I mean, you know how I feel about that stuff. It's the work of the devil.
Yeah. Well, clean your
Open your
house.
windows.
Yeah. Open your windows and clean your house.
Yeah.
Yep.
You won't need Febreze. Don't smoke inside. Ugh.
Yeah. Or vape. I'm sure that's kind of a similar thing.
Well, then your house would be like weirdly
Bubblegum.
strawberry flavoured
Yeah.
or bubblegum flavoured. Isn't it? That wouldn't be so bad.
You know. And anyway, drop
We
us a
got
comment.
off topic.
We did. Drop us a comment whether you have Febreze in Australia or whether that's just a British thing.
And if you got Febreze, do they have the nose blind ad? Because that's an ad that made sense.
Yeah.
That's Scott. He's done. She rang, gave him an ultimatum. Stare, you coming with me now? Or
Or we're over.
Mm.
So she
Same
left,
thing.
and then she left a ring behind.
Yeah, and then she
Yeah.
went back to the apartment, got her stuff, left the ring, and off she popped. Bye. Now let the hall,
They
the,
should-
the door hit
They
you on
should
the way
let
out.
him. They should let him do like the final dates and the vows just on his own.
Well, he didn't bail.
No, I know. That's
It's
what I
only
mean.
her, yeah.
They should let him just show
But
up and go,
they
yeah.
have her back at all of the things, don't they? So,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they get it back.
yeah.
They always get it back. It's Gia.
She's like reflux.
Yeah.
Vomit in your mouth. And you take the stuff, and then it's still, and you go, come on, man, this stuff's not working.
She's
There's
like
vomit in my
scurvy.
mouth again. This
Yeah.
is not okay. That's what Gia's like. She just goes, she comes back, she goes, she comes back, goes, she comes back. Just go.
I would say that it's Mafs Australia. So, and she's a bit bent, so she's like a boomerang.
She's like a boomerang.
It doesn't matter where she goes, she always comes back.
Return to sender.
But this is our like little safe bubble.
There's a lie there then from Beck, because she said he forced it upon her. Last night, Beck told me that James forced her to take the number, basically forced her.
It could be said that James, not this one, James was being very pushy, which he was. Market man, that's the thing. He's being very pushy, and I can see her being like, oh, give it to me and I'll give it to her when she wants it, as a form of, girls, as a way of shutting him up. That's not how you do it if that's how you're doing it.
Oh, he was going on and going on and going on, so I said, I'll take it
Well,
just to shut him up. You would say that because...
you would say that. And Danny said, when he was talking to Beck just then, yeah, you said that he forced you to take it and all that. I could see someone, I don't think this is how it went, but I could see someone saying, oh, I felt forced to take it because he was pressuring her to do it and I didn't like how it all looked.
Yeah, and
I
to
could
shut him
see-
up.
I
I
could
was
see-
forced to do it to
I
shut
was
him
forced
up.
to do it.
Yeah.
He said that she had said that. However, I don't think she said it like that. And I don't think, if she did say it like that, he certainly didn't hear her like that. So,
Beck said, give it to me because she's going to need it later.
She absolutely
Well,
did say
don't
that.
say that.
well, if you're getting, if you're just shutting someone
But
up.
Beck can't tell Danny why she said that because she'd have to say, when I met Gia in the pub, we talked really dirty about both of you guys, and I know that she's not going to make it with Scott. So she's going to need that later on. Knowing Beck and how she talks about stuff, if she did something really clever, like taking his number to shut him up,
Yeah.
she would brag about that to
Yeah.
Danny so hard. I was so clever. This is what I did.
Yeah.
Right? And then say, see, there's his number. Throw it in the bin.
Yeah.
She hasn't got the number now, and Gia's just left. Who do you think's got the number?
Yeah.
Certainly with Beck, it would be a point of pride that she'd shut the situation down. And
She would have been girls all over it. Yeah.
And she would have definitely made big of that. the big thing was Danny's statement about all the wives. These women want good husbands, but they're all not very good wives.
Yeah.
It's highlighted that this girl's nonsense
Is nonsense.
just a pack for you to behave badly.
It's definitely been used as an excuse.
Beck and Danny, I mean,
Beck-
come on now. Really? Beck,
Yeah.
she got very, it hit every jealousy, raw nerve, insecurity, all her issues,
Yeah.
right? Watching him get the attention from the girls. It's very clear that, he does the lad thing, right? That he puts the charm on. Some will think it's good, some will just do the ugh.
Under the context that he was meant to be matched with one of the women there, don't think it's great. Personal opinion, I know.
Well, I'm just going to say, I'm not going to be double standards about it. I said as far as Alyssa goes.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
And he was just the boy version of Alyssa, and I think that was absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to remember, he was sat there with, at that age, 3 or 4 women around him that had all been abandoned,
Yeah.
right? And what's he going to do? Sit there and be quiet while they talk amongst themselves? He's just trying to be personable. He wasn't trying to pick anyone up. He asked one of the girls to, not touch him because he was worried about Beck. When she saw that, she got, as if he was trying to hide something.
Well, she got very. It's not jealous. I'm not sure exactly what the word is, but she got.
It's not jealous.
It's as if he was making. At least that's the way I took it. As if he was making a joke behind her back about her, like, "Oh, don't see this. My wife's gonna get upset. She's very sensitive to these kinds of things." I
don't think that's the way he meant it, though.
No, it's not the way he meant it, but I think that's how she took it. She took it as he's just used this to make a slight about me, is how I think she saw that. But very weird.
Beck doesn't seem to be able to
navigate that line.
Yeah, she's got there doesn't, someone
There's
got
no line.
a really big Sharpie and they put lines clearly on a page for her and she still isn't getting it. And word neurodivergent, we get it.
The term they often use is that, she has no filter. She's worse than no filter.
The filter's clogged, it's dirty, it's wrong.
No, the filter's not even clogged. It's like to have no filter means anything goes through. But she seems to be grabbing stuff and chucking it through.
Yeah.
It's it's worse than just not having a filter.
Yeah. She's just like a Hoover.
Yeah,
she is like a Hoover.
She just there's nothing through there. It just sucks in and then comes out the other side worse than it went in.
Do you know
in the first place?
It's like the cartoon Hoover with the 2-way switch.
Yeah.
Where you switch it the wrong way and everything flies out.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Well, that's Beck's mouth.
Yep. That's what's going on. It's happening, and there's no buffer. Yeah. There's no waiting for connection. No. It just in.
And with the whole, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I'm just going to walk away. I'm just going to storm out. I'm not going to make a big deal. I'm just going to walk away dramatically to emphasize my point. Good. I'm glad you didn't make a point. That's good. Whew.
This is house keys?
Yeah.
Okay. That's huge. Thanks. It means a lot.
Yeah.
Just like Scott's about to.
We only really need to talk about the house keys, because that's the only thing we didn't cover in our first segment.
Yep, Stella and Phillip. Lovely final date. She's got the keys to the house because she's already got the keys
to his heart.
That's right.
To his heart.
He's got the keys to her house.
Because he's already got the keys to
She's got the key to his heart. I don't know.
Yeah.
Work something out with that.
That works.
There's keys, there's hearts, there's a house.
That's right. She's
Everything's
moving
good.
to
Work it out for yourself.
She's moving to his
Figure
house.
out the analogy on your own.
I don't know what to expect to see.
We do.
Watch this. What Gia told me was that this guy was just pressuring her, trying to tell her that I would fall in love with her and all these things. Part of me still has faith and trust that she's done the right thing because I know she loves me, but another part of me has lost a lot of trust because of how many times she's walked out, and so I don't know what to believe anymore. That's why I'm really at the end of the straw, and I think this is probably good for me to be here to see some more clarity where I stand.
I mean, I know she loves me. She left the ring behind, dude.
Yeah.
That is disgusting.
She does.
I'm thinking, why does Gia want to leave so freaking bad? Like, why? She wanted to leave because she was
Congratulations.
scared for me to see what she actually just did at the final test. The truth always comes out about people in the end, no matter what.
So we see Scott and Gia. No, Gia. We
No
see
Gia.
that Scott's got the iPad and the. you
We
need
see
to-
yesterday's Gia, don't we? We see yesterday's Gia on the video.
Yes, yes, we did. Scott got a straight up reality check if that's what he needed. I mean, is he not? Clearly, he hasn't been in reality this whole last 3 months.
He kept saying that people keep using him for his money, which we know she did. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. It seems like the first 2 times it happens, you gotta step up your game on stopping it from happening. Anything more than once is not not a coincidence, okay? Ugh.
Might be the type of girl that he goes for.
Do you think the raving absolute obvious gold digger is a raving absolute obvious gold digger?
Yeah.
I
As
mean,
a general rule.
Generally, you can kind of go.
They got a vibe. They got a vibe, and she's got a vibe.
She's definitely got a vibe.
Yep.
See, it's all those concrete statues. Those, the women with the heart of stone. That's what he goes for. It's his type.
Yeah.
Right.
He's actually Medusa. Every time if he doesn't let it get away quick
They're
enough,
the old girlfriends.
Yeah, they're his old girlfriends. He traps them in stone and puts them in the courtyard.
That's why the gel.
That's why the gel.
Anyway, we feel a little bit hurt for Scott because, look, he's got feelings. He's a human being.
Yeah, he's
And
a person.
He was starting to fall for her with all her manipulation and lies that this is not how I am on the outside. I'm nothing like this. I don't do drama.
I'm sorry. I can't feel sorry for someone who
looks at
accepts.
Gia.
Who looks at Gia, listens to Gia,
Yeah.
schemes with Gia,
Yeah.
and then says, "I don't do drama," and he believes her. I'm sorry. I can't feel sorry for him.
He just keeps going for the wrong person.
Yeah.
He keeps going for the wrong type.
Scott should take your advice, Mum, and the way that I've observed it, I can't help but feel bad for Scott, even though yes, he was an idiot.
She's walked out now 4 times. I think 4 times.
I think.
Maybe more. She's walked out, said she's never coming back. She's done with the experiment. She keeps coming back. She's not coming back. Comes back. Right, all that sort of rubbish. Then being at the centre of all the drama. Like every single time, she's at the centre of the drama, hiding behind her walls, right? That she thinks no one can see. It's just so obvious that she was dodgy, and being beside her through that process, how could you not know?
How could you not see it?
Yeah, I can't feel sorry for him. I would like to. I feel bad. I do. I feel bad that I don't feel sorry for him because I want to be a good person.
Just stop stalking and subscribe. Press a like. Drop some comments for James. Okay, not for anybody else. And actually just subscribe for James. Anyway, beautiful people, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.